Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. As you know, my name is Rik Leaf and I'm a host of Entertaining Ideas, and you are here in the belly of the beast, in the heart of the heartland. You're in Tribe of One's penthouse suite studios here in the fabulous Fernwood district of Victoria, BC. If we were to look out the windows, I'm sure we'd see a bunch of artists and hippies, holistic and otherwise, and some aficionados of some stripe or fashion, but that's not why we're here today, is it? We're here because some of you have been writing in saying, you said Uncle Rick, you said yo, yay, dude, whatever your name is, hey, crazy guy. You said lots of things, and I don't hold any of it against you, but what I've managed to get out of what you've said, what I think you've meant, is story time. We love stories. Everybody loves stories from the time we're little kids. And now, here you are at work. It's Friday. And so people have been writing and saying, Rick, please, would you please help us? I thought maybe we could do a little, reading series here and just, entertain you, encourage you, maybe inspire you to take some trips of your own. So we're going to read out of Four Homeless Millionaires. Going to jump into a great little day we spent in Australia. From Sydney, we drove a couple hours north to Nelson Bay. Zara had booked us 2 nights at the Samurai Beach Bungalows in Port Stephens. When we arrived, we discovered that the Samurai Hostel was actually a series of individual bungalows, each one buried deep in the lush, tropical jungle. There was a funky outdoor kitchen located at the center of the camp, along with a luxurious saltwater pool. As we were checking in, we asked the manager what she'd recommend we do while we were in the area. She handed us some custom-made Samurai sandboards and gave us directions to Stockton Beach, located at Anna Bay. There we discovered a 35-kilometer-long beach with breathtaking sand dunes and endless waves. We walked off into the desert under the charcoal sky with billowing white clouds tumbling overhead. As we walked, the wind picked up, making me feel like Lawrence of Arabia in a giant sandblaster. We waxed up our boards and proceeded to learn how to navigate the 40 to 50-foot sand dunes. We're out here in the middle of the desert! Zion's gonna wax up his board and go for help! We believe in you, Zion! She's ready to rock the slope. Zion, get out of the way! Any last words, Riel? No. Alright. Keep her straight. Okay? Looking good, Zai. After slipping and sliding a couple of hours away, we found a decent grocery store and picked up everything we'd need for some homemade hamburgers. Each cabin at the Samurai has 2 separate rooms with a shared bathroom in between. Part of the reason we love staying in hostels is cheaper rates, but the other and equally important reason is the opportunity to meet other travelers. Just before supper, our neighbors arrived. Rob and Nikki are from Cornwall and have 2 girls, Toots and Eliza, who are the same ages as Zion and Riel. The first time I saw Eliza, she just about ran me over as she flew around the foliage in her motorized wheelchair, laughing wildly as she was being chased by the resident German Shepherd. The terrain around the hostel grounds is totally wild. Paths were lined with bark mulch, but Eliza tore it around like a wild woman with an infectious smile. Rob and Nikki exuded a laid-back surfer vibe, which we discovered was actually quite accurate. They were from a small village along the southern coast of England where they own a couple of retail shops. As the sun set, we sat out on our veranda with our bottles of wine and packets of rolling tobacco and shared an incredible night in a tropical paradise. The kids raced back to the cabin at one point to tell us that the owner was letting people hold his giant boa constrictor. I grabbed the flip camera and got footage of the giant snake draped over a grinning Eliza and Riel as Riel kissed it on its lips. Who knew that a couple of 9-year-old girls would go bonkers for a boa?
Can I drive? This is the humiliating part. Even the youngest of the brood.
How's that feel, Riel?
Yeah. He can't eat elsewhere too big.
Yeah. His tongue feels weird.
And he's very
His
used
tongue?
to
The next day, we climbed Tomaree Head. It was hot, and the kids complained mercilessly as we climbed. At one point while I was filming the magnificent view, Zion stood behind me providing a run-in commentary on my commentary.
This really sucks.
Yeah, hey everybody, this is what Zion thinks really sucks. This view. Yeah, and you don't hear me complaining though, do you? This little piece of paradise?
It's garbage.
Yeah. Yay, Zion. Nice attitude.
I'm just bringing the plus side to everything.
Why don't you grow a pair?
I've already grown a pair.
A bigger pair that can walk up a trail.
They're so big I'd be dragging them up the trail if they got any bigger.
See, I know what you're thinking, and you're right. I deserve Zion. Making our way to Tomaree Head. Lookout over the Tasman Sea. To do that is quite a hike.
See that right there? See that little land bridge right there? That's what you walk across.
Let's go.
That little sand spit.
We're going to, as the tide goes out, when we can make it, we're going to do it.
Let's go.
We've made it.
This is the top. Yeah.
We can now ask Mother Earth for her guidance. Late in the afternoon, we met up with Rob and Nikki, Toots and Eliza at a public park. Parks in Australia have free outdoor barbecues that make it super easy to have a picnic. Rob already had prawns and baby squid sizzling when we arrived. Zara and Nikki were whipping up something amazing as we opened a couple of bottles of wine. I got into an impromptu game of catch with Zion as we chucked a tennis ball back and forth. Zion long bobbed the ball high up and over my head. I faded back like a wide receiver, putting my quick feet on, sprinting with all possible speed to chase down this incredible throw. All of a sudden it sounded like a metallic gunshot went off as stars exploded in my eyes and the world went black. The next thing I knew, I was staring straight up at the sky and it felt like my face was on fire. The metallic gunshot was the tennis ball hitting the corrugated tin roof over top of the Barbie a split second before I ran face first into the metal poles supporting the roof. Ah, shit, I thought. Rob and Nikki had just arrived and just had invited us to come visit them in Cornwall, and now they're going to remember me as the guy that ran his face into a pole. Pole face. That's probably what they'll call me. Years from now, they'll meet somebody from Canada and Rob will say, "Oh yeah, we met some Canadians a while back. Nick, what was that Canadian guy's name again that we met in Australia?" "All right," she'll say thoughtfully, trying to pull my name from thin air. "You know, I can't remember. Do you mean pole face?" Then they'll laugh and tell the story. As this is running through my head, Zion's face looks down at me, less concerned with my welfare than he is with trying not to laugh, and says, "Sorry you ran your face into a pole, Dad." Both families disintegrate into gales of laughter as Zion receives a rousing round of high fives and back slaps as they all walk back to the food, leaving me to lie in the peace and quiet of my own shame. So there it is, tiny little excerpt from Four Homeless Millionaires. Don't wait. Don't wait till you're 60. Don't wait till you're 65 before you start investing in the adventures and the travels that you want to do. We sold our house. We spent the money so we could have the adventure of a lifetime, and we haven't stopped thinking about it. We haven't stopped enjoying the memories, and it's changed the way we look at the world. It's changed our lives forever. So don't wait.